Right, last night at the open mic, a guy asked, a guy I hadn't seen in a while, young chap, just just asked him, I hadn't seen him in ages. I said, how's it going? And replied, and then said, how's things with you? And he told me it just reached 3 months clean, and I congratulated him. I've seen his struggle for the last couple of year or so, good year and a half I suppose, and just congratulated him. He said, how about you? And it wasn't until then that I realised that yesterday was 2 years to the day that I walked into Chy, and kind of woke up this morning thinking about that, because I'm not a big one to do that sort of those sober celebrations. It's not my thing. I think mainly because while I was in Chy, when I heard of people in the sort of in recovery rooms outside in groups, and actually seeing people completing and then relapsing very quickly, I realised I didn't really want to think too much about goals. I just wanted to really keep it in the moment and little small steps and all that sort of stuff that you hear endlessly in recovery anyway. But there's one thing sort of saying it and hearing it, and then there's another thing actually implementing it in the thing up here, and I was quite conscious to try and not even think about it. So yesterday I suddenly realised, I thought, wow, okay, so I woke up this morning kind of contemplating what I was doing 2 years ago compared to what I'd done yesterday, and I'll run through what I'd done yesterday. I got up, I didn't get up, I wake up naturally early, and I went for a run, and I always run here to Hove Park at the minute. It's my regular circuit, has been for a couple of years, and yesterday I wasn't this late because I'm having a little bit of a lie-in. I know it's like 8 something, I think. Yesterday it was dark, and I got here to just do my upper body exercises and stretches and stuff, and the birds were just waking up. The sun was just starting to come up. It was raining a little bit. It wasn't fantastic weather, but I felt really good. I felt brilliant. I felt alive. I felt connected to the birds as they were getting up, sort of like shaking off the night and the weather that was coming in, and something magic about that time of morning. So that's what I done first thing, and then home, quick breakfast, and then got picked up to go. Unusually got picked up. I didn't cycle to choir rehearsal. Had a lot of gear to take with me yesterday, so got picked up, and then 2 hours rehearsal with the Cascade Choir, and we're really doing some good stuff there. Things are developing. We're also having some fun. It's all good. And then had to leave 15 minutes early to go to another band practice that we've been trying to get together, or sort of been in the pipeline for a little while, and finally we all managed to have a meeting time, and had a practice and for 3 hours and a bit of lunch, and then after that went home, chilled for a bit. I really needed some downtime. Had about an hour's snooze, I think, on the sofa. Always good, mid-afternoon snooze. And then off to the open mic. And then had to just nip up to Murasaki and just say hello to some friends up there, and then down to Cascade Cafe for the monthly open mic, and the group that I was practicing in the afternoon, we played our three R&B jazz type numbers and went down like a dream. They did. They were really good. Really appreciated by everybody in the room, so that's good. I'm actually gigging that this afternoon properly. We used that open mic as a kind of warm up for this afternoon's gig. So that, and then walked home from that with Yachi. A nice long sort of 20-minute walk. Took me to about 11 at night, and pretty much straight to sleep. I mean, what a different day to 2 years ago, when I think I went to Chy. I think I was booked in to arrive at about 11, 11 on the yesterday, which would have been the 12th, wouldn't it? Yeah, the 12th. So booked in to get there at 11, and I remember just sitting in you go in through the blue doors at Chy, and then when I was there, there was a corridor straight away, and there were some chairs there, and I remember just sitting there with my dad or mum, or maybe both. I can't really remember. Anyway, or maybe not. Maybe just by myself. I can't remember. No, they would have dropped me off. But anyway, sitting there with a load of gear, just waiting for somebody to direct me to my room and take it from there, basically. And then I remember just sort of going in, it all being really quiet, and my room, I think I was moved about a few times. I didn't end up going straight into a room, or did I? I can't remember. But no, I think I went straight to one room. I was lucky, I think, and just sort of didn't really know what to do with myself. Felt very uncomfortable in my skin. Did feel massive relief though. I can remember that. It wasn't the when I sort of put my bags in my room that I felt the weight off my shoulders. Just emotionally, I might have slept. Do you know what I mean? Actually, it's possible. Might have just seen a bed in the room, and I was told, you don't need to be in group until, what would it be, 1, 2, 2 in the afternoon, I think. So I got there at 11. Yes, I would have missed the morning group. So lunch-ish, I probably would have been told, go to lunch, probably fill in a bit of paperwork. Yeah, tick some boxes on a bit of paperwork, and then get shown around. Probably, I probably slept or something. Anyway, I vlogged about it, so you can probably watch that to find out what I felt. But I just emotionally, I remember feeling relief, just absolute relief. But yeah, I mean, what a different mentally is the only thing I can really sort of go by in terms of comparison. Just like today, I just feel so comfortable, really do. Even yesterday, like last night was a good example, really. Just turning up we didn't plan to go to the open mic to gig the songs we were practicing in the afternoon. We just thought, well, there is this open mic. I was going to go to it anyway and just sit and enjoy. Then the others said, well, why don't we all go and just knock out these numbers and get a final practice, which we did. So, but I mean, before I got up and did that, a tiny amount of nerves, which is good, but nothing really, and that's not because overnight I've magically become a fantastic musician. In fact, 9 times out of 10 when you play live you realise how much work you need to do, but just felt really comfortable being myself, and I felt happy in whatever people thought about me. If they thought I was just making pointless noise, or if they thought I was contributing, or if they enjoyed it, or if they hated it, I really didn't care. Fact is, I enjoyed it. I found it pleasurable for myself, and I'm beginning to find that in my playing, actually. When I'm properly enjoying it, I can see, I can feel it. And if I'm not, it helps if I know the music really well, so I'm not concentrating too much on what I'm doing. I can really flow with it then, and really get into the moment. It depends on what type of music you're playing, doesn't it, for that to happen? So, but yeah, I mean, what a really creative day I had yesterday. And I would never have imagined that would have been the case. That would have been the case, 2 years ago. I wouldn't have imagined I would be in a choir, and then an R&B, really good, brilliant singer. We got a pretty fantastic singer. Just the last thing I would have thought. I was just thinking, how can I stay in this rehab? How can I do this recovery? Not stay in the rehab. How can I do this recovery? How can I about it. And the funny thing is, I remember going in thinking, you know, I've already done so many, because in that time I'd gone to just about, I treated recovery like a full-time job basically, to try and get into rehab. I'd done every group I could do in the Addaction office in Liscard, and I'd done, I just treated it like a job really. I woke up, had my schedule as best I could. But even then, you know, I went in there very realistically about relapsing, because from being admitted to hospital for the final time that year, on the 8th of August, I went into Derriford Hospital. And I came out, you know, after a week's detox and all that bollocks again. And then I went home and totally connected with services, and all my focus, I emailed on my bed in hospital to Ross at Chy. I just want to fucking get in there. How do I do it? And I remember his email came back. Ross is really good like this. His email came back within minutes, I think. And that's massive. That is massive when you're sitting on a hospital bed thinking, what the fuck am I going to do about my life? What is going on here? To get an email back that quick is really important. And he's brilliant at it. It's just fantastic. And it just simply came back, I think, one line like, don't worry, we can help you. Something like that. Or, you know, we'll work out a way. And it's like, fuck, maybe I can actually get in there. Anyway, it took, what did it take, August, September, October, November, so it took over 3 months to do that. Which seemed like eternity. I mean, 3 months now, for example, would fly past. Absolutely. It would be like a leaf in the wind, I tell you, it'd just vanish. But then 3 months was a long time. And yeah, I mean, so going back to the whole anniversary thing and people relapsing after, and I've heard that. I've seen so many people do that, or have a big event where they've been focusing on. It doesn't necessarily need to be an anniversary, just a focus, and they build up to that event, and then, you know, shit happens, just guards down. So I was really conscious of not doing that. But even going back to the relapsing thing, so in that build up, that 3 months I had, I was trying so hard to connect with everything, and yeah, I mean, I relapsed, you know, having gone critically into hospital again 3 times, relapsing, and I just could not, mentally, in my head, I just needed that crux, that bottle, just to feel like I do now, really. Actually, I'm always trying to work out what it is, but just to feel comfortable, just to feel out. At that point, it was to feel kind of the opposite, actually, of what I feel now. At that point, it was more to feel out of myself, out of my skin, out of the predicament I was in, out of just feeling like so fucking sorry for myself. Yeah. Whereas now, I feel so connected. You know, like I just talked about the birds and stuff. Just simple things like that. I love. Like I love this time. I love running this time of year because the colours are just so beautiful. My eyes feel bathed after the little run I had here, you know, just in all the colour. So I kind of run almost not to, now I do this not to escape, but sort of more to connect, actually. Anyway, I don't know what I'm blabbering about, but I thought I'd just say something this morning because I thought I should do a post. That's what I was thinking. Yeah, it's Ni Nensei, so I've completed Ni Nensei into San Nensei. It's my 3rd year. Yeah, sounds, Ni Nensei sounds better than 2 years, doesn't it? Ni Nensei, something like that. Yeah. And in terms of thinking about, you know, alcohol or whatever, just doesn't. I've just regrown, redeveloped, whatever you want to call it, the neurology and the way my things are connected in my brain now that I just don't even think about it. It's not even on my mind, you know. I mean, before I went into Chy, thinking that I was going to live where I do now, within, you know, 200 meters of 1, 2, possibly 3 pubs. Yeah, no, 2 pubs, a corner shop, and a almost 24-hour supermarket. You know, that would have, oh, and an off license, and a freshers kind of thing. It's not called that, but anyway. You know, I would have called that a danger zone, but it's not. So it's not even something I think about. And God, am I thankful for that, because hassle it was every day. I didn't really see it as a hassle at the time. I just saw it as a necessity. But anyway, I feel like I've babbled enough, and I want to get on and complete my circuit and get on with my day, really, and then get onto this gig. This gig I'm playing at, I believe it's a 30th, it's an anniversary thing, 30 years sober birthday for somebody, so it's going to be full of recovery folk, it's going to be full of creativity, it's going to be full of music. I'm really looking forward to it. So let's get on with it. Let's get these push-ups done and stuff, and then get back, shower, relax. I'm going to relax this morning. I'm going to chill, and then head out and enjoy the afternoon. Catch you later. To add a few things as well, a few negative things. Sound a bit too positive earlier, but also just on the one last positive. Another great thing about getting up early on a Sunday morning and going for a run is people say hello to you. 3, 4 people said hello to me this morning, which in a big city is pretty rare. So that's just a nice, simple human touch to the mornings. Yeah, I mean, I also just wanted to add that, you know, the last year has certainly been changeable, very mixed. You know, if I think back to the start, out of nowhere, like this fucking word suicide popped up in my head again. It's just boo. And I'm really pleased it did, because I've got some really good understanding around that now, and just the difference between panic, worry, consequences of things, and just basically not seeing a way out of stuff, really, which I thought that far down recovery I would have had a better understanding of, but there you go. That's the beauty of the human mind, isn't it? It's an ongoing book I'm trying to read, so it's just magic, really. And that's why it's so fascinating, and I'm just curious about everything, because it's just everything's curious to me at the minute. It's brilliant. Yeah, anyway, it's a separate thing. Yeah, so there was that, and then, you know, obviously had to couldn't stay in the house I was in, so I had to get out of that, and that was really, really hard, because I tried desperately in my head my head was still very much there, and you know, I couldn't be there, basically. So it was just a question of coming to terms with that in myself. It was weird, you know, where it ended up. I mean, where we live now is flat wise is absolutely horrible, no doubt about it. Location wise, it's brilliant. Thank God it's got big windows. That's a saving grace, that really is. But on the whole, it's not bad, you know. I mean, it's a ridiculous price for what it is and everything. I could bitch about it forever, but I don't. Just get on with it. It's the way it is. It's the way it is for the next year, foreseeable future, couple of years probably. You know, but as a result of that, like, you know, looked into slightly different things for a while. We even thought about just buying a van, living in a van. I was going through some photos for a photography group I'm running now, and came across some photos of a houseboat, because we'd looked around a houseboat. We nearly bought a houseboat. Things like that you just sort of get on with and forget about, you know. But sort of thing I never would have dreamt I was doing a little while ago, so all good. And yeah, in terms of, you know, what's happened at the end of last year, you know, the sort of the first new note concert, and that's just become a massive part of my life and my recovery. Really has. It was interesting last night hearing some mates talking about it, and I haven't really heard them talk about it much, to be honest, outside of the actual practice sessions and stuff, and just to really get a gauge on how much it's helped them and affected their recovery in a really positive light. It's just it's got a magic to it, it really does, and we all know it, we just can't really express it very well. It's a bit of a mystery, but music is just, it's magical, really is, in just connecting with yourself and rediscovering yourself, surprising yourself, pushing yourself outside of your comfort zone. So many things. So yeah, there's New Note now, which is a huge part of my recovery, no doubt about it. And you know, all the creative writing I go to, the book group that's got, you know, I've got connected with people. I mean, it's all the little bits that happen around the edges of going to all this stuff, you know, that's just magical. I was trying to say something negative, but again, my brain has just popped it back into the positive. So I'm not going to fight that. That's good. That's a good state to be in 2 years down the line, isn't it? Yeah. Let's enjoy the view, beautiful weather in the day. Just one last thing, I wanted to add this little bit of video at the end of this vlog, just show you exactly what I was doing last night at the open mic, precisely 2 years after entering the blue door at Chy.